Howdy doody kids, ladies and gentlemen. I figured I'd throw in an update as to what's going on right now. It's been a couple weeks since I posted anything, and it seems like a lot of people have been in a state of limbo or something these past couple weeks. It doesn't look like there's been a lot of posts. Really, too many posts in general in regards to the whole alternative energy movement and stuff like that. But luckily the forums are filled with all sorts of fun facts, quote unquote, and some really interesting observations and procedures. So right now, just really getting into the battery stage, the basics of how I'm going to start powering things. Luckily, if you look over here, I've got a very valuable resource. We'll see how that turns out, but right, that's a big fucking rock wall, pardon my French, but that's how big it is. And pretty much what the deal is I'm going to be using the rocks around here to draw electricity, and they've got a really interesting makeup. It's a volcanic rock. Oh, by the way, here's my little spot that I'm setting up in. Ooh. Yeah, dumpsters. Making myself right at home. So, I'm going to be using the rocks from the island, which they contain a lot of olivine, which is another name for that is peridot, and peridot has a really interesting makeup. It consists of a lot of magnesium, which, who knows, we'll see what that has to do with the batteries. But there's a lot of ideas and a lot of really good feelings about these the rocks on these islands, and what we'll be capable of using them for. So thanks again to John Bedini for some of those experiments on rock series and stuff like that. The other thing is there's some updates as to what all has been happening, and in regards to what's going on personally. So the bike, which last time we talked, I had a bike, a beautiful brand new cherry red bicycle. Yeah, well, that got stolen. I know, right? Note to self, next time manifest a bike with a lock. Actually, it's all good. Whoever's got it, I'm sure, is riding it to high heaven and is treating them well. So lent the bike out to an acquaintance, an individual who then took advantage of the situation, and who knows what happened to the bike. Maybe it'll find its way back. However, on that note, I gave about a week or so in order to find the bike. Anyways, I've acquired like multiple other bikes in that time too. So literally, things are still, I don't want to say they're picking up. They done picked up. So got a couple other bikes that I just want to like start working on, getting those like taken apart and then put them back together with some of the other parts and whatnot that I have. So a bike is still going to be part of this equation. The other thing is I found multiple places to live, and I found some work opportunities. A lot of what that's really coming down to is there's some little bits and processes that are going to be a part of the living situation, some of the work that I'm picking up. So right now I'm going to be moving up the mountain into the jungle. I'm going to be in pretty much a coffee shack that's got running water, no electricity, and so I'll have a toilet. That's really nice. I mean, why not, right? Some porcelain to sit on. But what it really comes down to there is that I want to be able to help my friend out with a little bit of propane and stuff like that, because that's what we're using to cook, and I'll probably be using some propane for these experiments. So I'm going to be moving into that place probably here within the next week. But there's also some other things. Uh-oh, here come the big monster dump truck. It's going to come get us. Okay, so the other thing is with this living situation, it's going to be really, really primitive. I'll have a bit of a roof over my head, but then I'll also be able to do some of the experiments I've been wanting to do in regards to electromagnetism and plants and how they respond with each other. There's a lot growing down there, a lot of bananas, a lot of papayas, a lot of avocados, and there's a big fig tree. Yeah, I'm getting all rootsy with the fig tree. So we're going to start building a bunch of stuff. A lot of things in mind. We have got a solar dehydrator in mind, and we got these rock crystal batteries and magnetic motors, all that stuff. So soon to come. The other thing is so the game I've been playing lately is I have no ID. I don't really have anything that says who I am, except for this right here. But I have some job opportunities, which it's been over 5 years since I've actually had like a job. So at least a paying job that the government would recognize. So there's a couple of like little discrepancies in there. Do I get an ID and take one of these jobs, or do I continue to see what happens and bring in some other things, which is completely plausible and possible. So right now I'm just kind of leaving that door open, and a lot of the standstill right now is just me and my lack of decisiveness. And remember that really goes across the board. If you want something, make sure you know what you want, and it'll come. But if you don't know what you want, it's kind of a little tricky for the equation to make up its mind too, because it's not going to do it for you really. So make up your mind about what you'd like, what you need might be a better word, and hopefully we can all start putting that together as a whole. So right now that's kind of the situation. So I got a house set up, living situation. I also got a situation set up for the bikes and stuff like that. So I got my transportation. Somebody else, excuse me, we got the. Okay, back to the quiet little spot. So, so the other thing that's going on right now, last but not least, just to kind of fill you in, is I'm going to be going on a fast. So I did this meditation where I decided that I was going to take my internal magnet, like this sphere in my center, which is also a toroid, and the way it's also looking right now is the theory is that these toroids or these donuts exist within donuts. So it's like microcosmic to macrocosmic, and then looped again. So I have pretty much a really big donut around me. I bet the police officers would love this one, man. And any donut people too. So no offense to anybody, really. I love you all. But really, so I'm pretty much surrounded by a big donut. And then within that donut, where the vortices meet, I have another donut that's surrounding the point of their spirals together, of upwards and downward spirals. And so at that point where they meet is another sphere, and then that sphere is actually another toroid that spirals down upon within itself. And then at the center of that, it's also enclosed with another toroid inside of it. So we have just as multiple layers of toroids, which might be described as energetic fields or electromagnetic fields, however you want to describe it. So the thing is a lot of times we view these things or visualize these things in sometimes a one-dimensional thought, sometimes a two-dimensional thought, or a two-dimensional vision, and then the idea is to make that as real as possible so that it's as if we could actually touch it. So making these visualizations realities so that pretty much if we can take it and make it a three-dimensional, it's as if we're seeing it right in front of us. And so these meditations are about the visualization of these concepts so that we can use them and apply them not only with the world that we're living in, but apply them in the world that we're living in, like our own bodies and our own temples, our own spirit, however you want to call it, discrepancies. So one of the things I decided to do was to put movement on this instead of having just a stabilized picture that's like crystalline in form, so to speak. The idea is to take a crystalline form and to mix it with the water or the fluid form in a unification of the masculine and feminine, which is what it's really coming down to here all across the board. Is we have a masculine energy and we have a feminine energy, and we're taking those and combining them. And the combination of those energies is actually a third energy, which doesn't have a name, not right now anyways. And that third energy is also representative in what I'm thinking is in our batteries we have our copper and we have our aluminum, or we have our positive when we have our ground or our negative. There's actually a third aspect in there that is to be tapped into, and the crystalline batteries, I believe, have a lot to do with this. So we'll see what happens with that and what names come up. So back to the spinning, the motion, and the crystalline form. So we take the male crystalline form of this like 3D meditation or visualization that we've formed, and then we can throw movement into it. What we do is we have a really, really, really powerful visualized meditation. It's not stagnant, and we're able to do pretty much anything. So I'll leave that up to you guys. Whatever you want to do what you like. So in doing this, I've created a spin on my magnetism, and on my magnetism, in order to put that spin on, I have to be aware of what that's going to do. And pretty much what that's going to do is it's going to allow me to pull things in at a faster rate, which isn't, time isn't really a big deal, some would say. But right now, I'm trying to do this in a specific way so that I can describe this and express this towards you. And so in putting a spin on this magnet, I'm able to draw things in and create that spiraled vortex in itself. But then also it goes outwards through the form of expression, which would be the push aspect of magnetism. So we have the pull and the push aspect of magnetism. And the pull aspect is literally going to be the manifestation, and the push is going to be the expression. So at that note, that's what's happening. With me, anyways. And possibly with all things, who knows. So on top of that, what I'm also going to tell you is I'm doing that, so what I'm wanting to also do is to go on a fast, just water, and to see what happens. Like, literally, I don't know. We'll see. Like, I've done this before, but things usually get really trippy, so I'd like to have you guys come along with me and enjoy the trip as much as possible with this perspective that we have right now. So, and then as a final ending thought, I also wanted to let you guys know that I got a voltmeter. Awesome. So much fun. Who would have thought, right? Got a voltmeter, teaching myself the electronics and a lot of these things that are going on right now with new energies, current and volts, amps, all that stuff, just trying to get it understood in such a way that it's still open and not just locked in. And on top of the voltmeter, I also have, actually on me, I have, in that backpack, I have aluminum foil, I have the pennies, I have the alum, the voltmeter. So I have made a couple of crystalline penny cell batteries, which I'll be making a couple more just to post on here for you guys. These batteries, pretty nice. They ended up stabilizing at around like 0.4, almost half a volt. Also, the spot I was doing it at was about about between 13 and 1,500 feet elevation, way closer to 13. And at that elevation, I ended up we have like a lot of moisture there, a lot of humidity in there. So I ended up making these crystalline battery cells, and they originally came off about like 0.1, 0.2, and then they slowly started to rise, and they stabilized at about anywhere from 0.3 to 0.4 of a volt, with no milliamp draw or microamp draw that I could pick up. And I found out, or I tested that the pressure definitely applied to the cells seems to jump the voltage. Heat definitely seems to jump the voltage. Water in the penny cells definitely seems to jump the voltage. and the difference between night and day is pretty massive. At night it stabilizes like between 0.2 and 0.3, and during the day it's way closer to 0.4, almost 0.5. So I'll keep you updated on the penny cells, and soon to come we'll have some like rock crystalline batteries or rock crystalline cells. So look forward to talking with you guys soon. I'll let you know. But as for right now, I'm going to be going on an anti-hunger strike. So that little bottle of water will be one of my best friends here. As for you guys, you will be as well. Aloha. Love ya.